Alright. Alright, I'm Brandon. If you don't know me, I help over at Moonshots. We're looking forward to this season, and this is just gonna be a best ball draft. I'm gonna do a dinger draft, and first I'm gonna show you my exposures before we go into it. I have my own rankings that I use. I've been trying to get as many of the dingers as I can. I really wanted to get to 150, but it's gonna be a struggle. I plan on getting a lot this weekend though, and probably next week. But we'll go through some of my exposures real quick before I hop into a draft. As you can see, I'm really overexposed to Hunter Green. I probably need to come down a little on that, but I'm really high on these three right here. Snell is kind of worrying me a little bit. I just hope he signs to a good team, but his ADP, I mean, he just won the Cy Young, so I don't know what else he needs to do. Hunter Green, I just like the upside. As long as he stays healthy. The park ain't great, but overall. And Cease, I'm high on Cease and Detmers. You can kind of see who I'm high on and when I'm taking pictures, really. Eduardo Rodriguez, that definitely, I've been trying to get that down. He just kind of fit what I needed. Go to infield. Chapman, I was taking Chapman a lot. Now I'm kind of off of him, but at his ADP, he was still a really good value when we didn't know where he was going. We got Will Smith. I didn't realize I had that much Will Smith, but you see I'm pretty high on the Reds stack right there. Bellinger, I was getting a lot of Bellinger. And his ADP kind of rose a little bit. I don't like taking him as much, and Pena, he was mainly just to fit Houston stacks. I don't really want him by himself. Hayes, there's my Hayes. I'm fairly spread out when it comes to the infield and outfield. Pitcher, I was kind of condensed, but this JD, I'm waiting on him to go somewhere, but I've been taking him. Jordan, he just, well, they say he's unbothered by foot, but he got hurt today. He got pulled out of the lineup, so I moved him down in my rankings just because I didn't want to take any more of him. I'm already pretty exposed to Jordan. Taylor Ward. I've been taking Jung-Hoo Lee recently. I really like him. I don't really like the park, but I still think he's gonna be pretty solid in that lineup. Braves, Cubs. I have 14% Acuna, which is pretty good. Kalinick, I'm not too happy with that, but I was getting him before his ADP rose, so it's really not too bad. I got a lot of A stacks, which is kind of gross, but never know. Springer, I haven't really been taking Springer lately, but I'm fine with him. He's gonna lead off. He's gonna have at bats, but I don't know. Something about the Blue Jays, I don't think they're that great. But overall, that's my exposures. If anyone wants to join in the Dinger, we'll go ahead and join that. Let me see. I know Trevor said he wanted to join, so I'm gonna try and get Trevor in here. Whoever else wants to join, you're more than welcome to. Alright, let's go ahead and join. Ooh, that was quick. I don't know if Trevor's in here or not. I don't know what his name is. I'm not sure if he's in here. Looks like we got pick 12, which I really don't mind. You're not going to get Acuna, but that's alright. These are my ranks. I know they changed it recently where you can sort by ADP, projection, or your ranks, but I have it sorted by rank, and it don't really mean I'm going to draft these guys where I have them ranked. I'll adjust it if I need a stack or if I have someone ranked way ahead of their ADP. I normally don't take them then. I just know that I'm going to be watching for them because I want to take them early. But you see I have Jordan and Judge moved down just because I don't know what's going on with them, so I don't really want to get overexposed to them when I don't have to. Acuna, Soto. Pick 12 isn't too bad. You can normally start off with either two really good infielders or a one of the top infielders along with Schwarber, or if you choose Strider. I mean, that's fine. I don't really like going pitcher early. I normally am about pick 40 or so when we get to this range, Castillo or Gossman. I'm kind of okay with that. I was really exposed to Gossman, but I kind of slowed down on him. Uh, Wheeler, Yamamoto. I'm kind of fine with all those. I'm luckily wasn't taking any Garrett Cole, so that worked out in my favor. Trevor didn't get in. That's alright. This is pretty standard. This guy took Judge pick 6, which I mean, that could work out pretty solid if you're getting him. I still don't really like 6 just because they've shortened the season, so it's kind of like you don't really want guys that are injured, especially if there's any chance of them missing a month or two. It could really set back your team. But Tucker. I say that, and then Jordan's going to fall to me at 12. Yep. I think I have to go Jordan, even though I said I wasn't going to. It's too good to pass up. Really, in my original rankings, I have Jordan ranked ahead of almost all of these guys. I have him ahead of Julio. We're going to go Jordan. I think either piece of the Braves is fine. I prefer Olsen, personally. I'm going with Olsen there. That kind of makes it where you can go with the Houston Atlanta stack, or you could wait and get your stacking pieces later. Atlanta's probably one of the hardest stacks to get just because their ADPs are so high. Sometimes you can get like an Albies, which I'm cool with. Kalinick was another one people were getting to, but I don't really want to go there anymore now that he's going to platoon with Adam Duvall. Strider went 15. That's not horrible. I mean, that's still a pretty decent value. If he falls to 15 through 18, I think you're all right taking him, but pitchers just, it's hard. And for those that haven't done best ball, or especially on Underdog, I would say the standard approach to lineup construction is a 7-6-7, seven pitchers, seven or six infielders and seven outfielders. Depending on the strength of your pitchers, you could go six, but just remember that when it comes to playoffs, if you have one injured, you're really relying on your pitchers, or if you have two injured, you're kind of screwed. So I kind of prefer seven. I have a lot of teams that are 6-7-7, but with the pitching that I normally take, I kind of want the extra pitcher just because my pitchers are normally I'm taking them later. Outfielders and infielders, I normally feel strong enough about them. And the normal draft strategy is to take as many outfielders as you can early. I've did that at first, and then I've kind of been trying to change it up, mainly because I think some of these guys are going too early, like which Harris I think's fine and Reynolds, but Nolan Jones and Yelich, this tier right here, I think you could take Seager, Lindor, Simeon. I would rather take them over those outfielders. Yelich, he's going to lead off. I don't know. I'm fine with him, but I don't have very much of him. I kind of prefer Michael Harris in a good offense. That kind of sucks that we got in at the very end. No one was able to even get in. But I'm ready for baseball season. I know that. I had the site pulled up earlier for anyone that hasn't seen everything that's added. I kind of been playing around with it a little bit, but more closer to the season, I'll probably really dig in. But I was looking at this. The odds board, that's pretty cool. It's going to have their probability, your ROI percentage, and it kind of explains everything to you, along with the DraftKings, Sportsbook, FanDuel, BetMGM. And I know Mike was working on even getting more added, so there will probably be more along here. And you could sort them how you want, which me and I know a few others in uh, our Discord we can't use. Probably any of these, but you can still get an idea. We could look at our books and see. Well, it's minus 190 at FanDuel, and our book has it for minus 180, but it just depends. But I think that's a really cool addition. You can also sort it by home run, stolen bases, strikeout, whatever you want to bet on. It's pretty much on here. And then the range of outcomes probabilities. That's also a really cool addition, which we kind of had it before, but it's changed now. So you can see if you want 5 plus, 6 plus. It's really good when it comes to laddering. I know Trevor's good at that. It's nothing I could do with the sports books I had last year, but the sports books we can use have actually been offering more stuff, so I'm pretty excited for that. And then, of course, we got the weekly projections, which that's on our YouTube page now. I personally don't play fantasy baseball. It's not something I really ever got into. Mainly did fantasy football, but I like best ball. That's pretty much what I do, but that will still be a good addition. Let's see. Alright, I better check on this. This guy got Corbin Burns at 33. That's a pretty solid value. Here it looks like we're going to be... I can take Altuve with one of my picks and have at least a mini Houston stack. Possibly get Chas McCormick later. I think Chas is a pretty solid value to get later on, outfielder, on a good offense. We'll see what Germ does. And that puts me into... I can go double infielder with Gunnar and Altuve, or I can get a pitcher. That's a pretty tough decision, but I'm going to go with Altuve. I kind of want more Castillo, but it's also hard to pass on Gunnar. I know I won't get another pick for a while though, and I need to get at least one decent pitcher, so I'm gonna go with Castillo. So as you can see, I started out with one pitcher, two infielders, one outfielder. That's kind of a standard. Try and get a balanced lineup where you're not really struggling in one spot. And like Castillo, I took a couple picks ahead, but I know I'm not gonna have another pick for 21 picks, so I don't really want to not take Castillo. These Cubs, I kind of have high. I'm pretty high on mainly Happen Suzuki, and if you can get Bellinger in there too, I think that's pretty solid. Jazz, I have Jazz above his ADP. If he can stay healthy, that's his biggest issue. And guys like Glass now, I know they're not going to have the most innings, but they're going to be efficient in their innings more than likely. So I'm still fine with taking them. Glass now. Who's the other one? Yamamoto. I think both of them are still solid options. They're going to have fairly limited innings, but they're going to be efficient, and they're going to be on a good team, which is also helpful. Skewball. Kirby, I meant to move him down a little bit. I'm not too into Kirby, but kind of just that range of pitcher. I'd prefer Skewball over any of them. And Cruz. I have quite a bit of O'Neal Cruz. When you get 12th pick, it kind of takes a minute. Let's see. If anyone's never seen this before, this is mainly this is just a matchups page, so you can sort here if you want. Uh, Here you can see the Angels are going against a righty, or not the Angels, the Athletics going against a right-handed pitcher. This is going against the pitcher's hand that they're going to be going against. So they have the A's have the highest ISO on the slate pretty much. So just little things like that. You can see who has the highest K rate. And then these pitchers are probably going to have some of the highest upside, which you can sort by Chase Shreve has a 35% K rate to lefties. Just different things like that. It's really helpful. You have probable pitchers. And then when the season starts, you'll have like this is their last six. And you can kind of see this is going to be their last 6 games data, which is really good because some projection systems don't catch up on that fast enough, and that's something you can get a read on. So if this pitcher, not him, he's not really a good example, but say his stuff was good over here, but then over here you're struggling, that's something you can kind of pick on early where other things aren't going to pick that up. And these are the weekly projections that Mike put together, which I know there's a whole YouTube video about it, and I really haven't dug into it besides just watching the video, but they're pretty cool. And you can have sort by different leagues or sites. Let's see what we're getting. Houston. I'd really like to find I think Ozuna is probably the next. Where is Ozuna? I guess someone took him. Yeah, they took him with 52. I don't really know why, but I really want to take an outfielder here just because if you take another infielder, it's really hurting your outfielder, so probably take at least one outfielder in this spot. I wouldn't mind getting one of these pitchers like a Glasnow, Nola, or a Skewball. I don't really want to take Kirby or Webb, but I know this time I'm doing it by myself, but next time I'll probably have someone jump on here with me, whether maybe Mike or Trevor, or if one of y'all want to jump on. I go with Nola here. Nola and Suzuki. So I kind of got it 2-2-2 right here. I have two pretty good anchor pitchers and then a solid start to the infield and outfield. I really like the Cubs this year. I think they might be pretty good. See Jung-Hoo Lee, and probably should put him down, but Soler is someone I was taking a ton, and then I moved him down a lot when he signed to San Francisco. Getting pick 12, there's really a lot of downtime in between picks. And then I'm by myself, so it's kind of just gotta find things. Reagan's is another guy that I really was getting early, and then his ADP has just been creeping up. I know at the beginning of the draft season he was going around pick 100, and I was just taking him almost every time. Now I've kind of slowed down just because I know I got good lineups with him, but I still like to get it. Jordan Walker, I think he's fine in a St. Louis stack, but it's not really someone I'm going out of my way to target. Cassis is someone I'm high on, but I think his ADP is going up too. It seems like a lot of people are really on him. Adley, I've noticed, has been falling a ton in all my drafts. I mean, all it says is slow start in spring, so it's probably people just not wanting to take him, but he's fallen a lot. Almost every draft I've had the opportunity to get him with like probably 78 through 80. It's been kind of weird. Detroit is another team that I I don't mind. Riley Green I think's fine. Parker Meadows I really like. I actually just moved him up a little bit more to try and get some more exposure to him, but you can get a pretty good Tiger stack. And then when it comes to the A's, I'm pretty into the A's too because you can get them for so cheap late, and they're all good positions. What's his name? Sherry Ruiz. I mean, he's gonna steal bases. That's one of my favorite things about him. He was going kind of early, and now he's really fallen in his ADP. So I've been trying to scoop him up some. The Rays. I don't really trust the Rays. I don't really know what their plans are. I like taking some shots on them late. I mean, Yandy's safe and Randy, but after that, it's kind of up in the air. Like I have just the teams that platoon a lot. I kind of have some of their guys moved down in my rankings, like Josh Lowe. It's not really someone I want to be overexposed to, although I think he's a good player. But all right, we're coming up. Houston, Atlanta. A lot of the times I'll cue some of the stacking partners, but I kind of forgot to do that. Like here, we can go Bellinger. We could have a Houston, Chicago Cubs. I haven't been taking Bellinger that much lately, but I think I'm fine with that, especially to pair him with Suzuki. Pitcher, I don't really want to go Grayson. I don't have any Baltimore bats, but I am going to go with Mullins here. Now we got 3 outfielders, 3 infielders. Normally when it gets to about pick 115, I start looking for another pitcher. So I think all these infielders and outfielders are pretty solid value, so I really like to take them when I can. I don't know anyone in this draft. Normally in most of my drafts I know at least one person, but I don't know anyone in this one. There's really not a lot of badges. You can normally tell how sharp a draft room is. Oh, there's a couple. I'm ready for baseball to start, though. I know that. I'm sick of the NBA. You can kind of look at the full schedule today, tomorrow. Certain teams, when they play. It's really helpful whenever you want to see how a team's been doing, how many runs they've scored that series, whatever. There's so many things on this site that it's just you can find something for everybody. One of my favorite things is the bullpen rating. You can tell how many lefties they have, how many righties are available, how many pitches they've thrown in the last 3 games. That's really helpful. Then you'll have the sportsbook odds, the park factors, which all of that's baked in the projection. So you don't really want to double count anything, but it's good to know why you're getting those numbers, and you can kind of find out for yourself probably 95% of the time. Sometimes if I don't know something, I'll ask Mike, and he'll be like, they only have this and this left, and I don't know, he'll tell me where to look. Or so-and-so hits this pitch well. Mike knows it all. Hunter Green just always falls to me, and I say I want to get less of him, and then it's always hard to pass him up just because I've always been a Hunter Green fan. So Rodon's someone I'm not really into. I take him when he's value, but I don't know, just pitching in that park, and I've never been a fan of Rodon personally, but Bobby Miller, he's kind of the same with all the Dodgers pitchers. He's probably not going to throw a ton of innings, but he's going to be efficient. He's going to be on a good team. He's going to be in line for wins a lot of the time, which is nice. I have Hunter Brown ahead of his ADP, which I still don't have very much of him, but we could possibly get Dansby to add to this, or we can go with Morel. And then there's also Chaz down here. Horner. Might go with Nico. I really like him. They say he's off to a slow spring start. But if he's going to be leading off, I know they said Suzuki, they plan on batting him second or maybe third, but that's a pretty good stack right there. I have Taylor Ward. He's probably one of the biggest differences in ADP in my rankings, which I'm not going to take him right now, but it's just he's going to be at the top of the lineup. It's not a good team, but I think he deserves more than a 134 ADP. I'm going to go Horner. I really want to get an outfielder, but I kind of... I could take Hunter Green. I'm going to go with Hunter Green. Eventually, I'll draft less Hunter Green, but I really need to get another pitcher because I'm not going to have another pick for 22 picks. I don't know if any of y'all have done any drafts on DraftKings. One of my buddies, I know he's been doing them pretty regularly over there, and he said the ADPs are just crazy there. Like you can get, there's just so much value there compared to Underdog. Normally on a site like DraftKings, you're just going to have more casual players. Underdog's going to be pros or just people that kind of know what they're doing for the most part. But if you wanted to have a better edge, you could probably go to DraftKings. I just like the layout on Underdog. DraftKings UI is just kind of not the best. Ready for the merch that's coming out. It's supposed to be out Monday, I believe Mike said. So I'm ready to check that out. Another thing I use to even make my rankings, which now it's kind of changed since I did it. Here you can sort by ISO. How did I do this? There it is. We'll go 300. Sort by ISO over at least 300 plate appearances. You get Otani, Olsen, Judge, Seager, Alvarez. All those guys are pretty high besides Seager. You can get Seager around pick 30 to 33, somewhere in that range. JD, I really been liking taking JD, but Schwarber. You can kind of see some names on here that there's Duvall. He just signed to the Braves, but some names on here that really aren't getting recognition. Sawinski, Berger, Brady, Siri. I like Siri. I just don't know if he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be an everyday player, which kind of sucks. Muncy, I kind of feel the same with him. I think that they have so much depth this year that if he struggles like he did last year, I don't think they're going to put up with it. I think they could put out Lux, or they could put out so many different players. I just don't trust him. I mean, if you take him, the upside is there for sure, but I would probably only take him in Dodger stacks. Alright, we're coming up. Like here, I wouldn't mind taking Ward. Tyler O'Neill, he's fine. He's always hurt. I have Detmers really high ahead of his ADP too. He's just going to be one of their top pitchers. I really expect a bounce back year for Detmers. I don't want to take Kalinick. I don't really have anyone I could stack with, so I'm probably just going to get another outfielder, go with Ward. I can get another Angel later even if I wanted to. I really like Volpe. I have him ranked ahead of his ADP, but he just does a little bit of everything. He don't have a ton of power, but I don't have a ton of him, but I'm going to go with him in here. Now I got a pretty standard lineup. It's 4-4-4. Gonna kind of wait and see what. To you, Darvish. Jung, he's another one that was going pretty high up there. He's really fallen off too. Nick Pivetta, he's gonna be the Red Sox ace. I think the White Sox rotation is it's almost laughable. Like I don't even know who their ace is. I really don't. I don't see anyone here from the White Sox, and they're going to be really bad. That's why I kind of moved some of the White Sox even hitters down, just because I don't know what they're going to do. They might even trade some of them, which could be a good thing actually. But I don't like taking a lot of players on bad teams if I don't have to. Honestly, I normally have like 2 drafts going at a time, especially when it's so slow like this one is. I'll run 2, and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up with your stacks and stuff, but at this point I really just need to get drafts in, so it's kind of been my goal. My rankings are good enough to where I could just let it draft and I'd probably be fine. Like I'd still have plus EV teams, I think. Got a lot of Cubs. Chris Bryant. I don't know what y'all think of Chris Bryant, but the upside's there. I mean, he's going to be in a good park. It's just I don't trust him. He's always hurt. Like I can't remember a season where Chris Bryant didn't have at least one injury. And with the shortened season on Underdog this year, I just don't think it's worth it to, especially players that are already injured. Like I know, who was it? Nestor's been having a good offseason. With Garrett, he's supposed to be coming back soon, so I've been taking shots on Garrett, but mainly players like Verlander. I don't know. JP Sears. Alek Manoah. Tristan McKenzie's another player where he has all the upside in the world, especially with Gavin going. He just got hurt too. It's just his health is the biggest concern. I've still been taking him though. I think it just depends on your team overall. Hayes, he's had a really good spring, which I was already taking him, but he's kind of moved up some. I think his ADP was about might have been around 180. Then it went to 170, and now it's at 163. But I still don't mind taking him. I think he's worth that. He's going to be the top of the lineup, and I think the Pirates should be pretty solid, but we'll see. I was taking the Nationals early too, but I haven't been getting to them as much lately. The Twins have a lot of power. They also have a lot of platoons, which is kind of a pain, but we're up next. We got it's kind of a tough pick because I don't really have anyone can stack with right now. I might just go Volpe. Oh, really don't want to. Yeah. This pick's kind of hard. This is kind of where I've been taking some A stacks, but I really don't want another infielder, but I don't want to take a pitcher that early. Might go with Verdugo just to have a mini Yankee stack now. Verdugo and Volpe, kind of pretty good value right there. Just getting two pieces of the top of the Yankees lineup that late. Pretty solid. I'm not that high on Verdugo, but I mean he's going to be in a pretty good spot with Judge and Soto hitting in front of him, so I think that helps. But I haven't been taking him very much. Now we wait. 22 picks. There's Brian's guy, Lance Lynn, man. He has like 50% of them. I don't mind taking him. I mean, I think he's gonna be in a position to succeed. I meant to move Gavin down even more, but I guess I didn't. I'll have to do that after the stream. Ooh. I still have Chapman ranked above his ADP, but I haven't been taking him as much. Man, Henry Davis has really moved too. I was getting him for he literally was going undrafted half of my drafts early in the season, and now he's 199. Jock's still kind of weird too. I thought Jock would be rising quite a bit. Here's some of the Angels you compare with Ward, Neto, Drury, and Chenul. They're going to be at the top of the lineup. They're not very good, but you never know. If one gets there, the other one's probably going to hit value too. So that's kind of the way I look at it, especially with these three. So they're all infielders, so that's the only bad part. I moved Bradish down quite a bit, but I could probably bring him back up now. He was hurt. That's the only reason I had him down there. Skeens. Can't believe they're. I mean, he could literally pitch in the majors now, I think. I watched that dude in college. He literally looks like he could be in the majors already. I wouldn't mind taking a picture with our next pick. We're going to be at 1. 80. I really don't want to take fat. Gavin's hurt. Kikuchi's not someone I'm really high on, but if he fills out my team, I don't really mind getting to him. He's going to have innings. That's the main thing. But Nestor, I'm not a fan of Nestor Cortez either, but he's looked pretty good this spring. Bayo, I'm cool with Bayo too. Man, it takes so long. A lot of these people are just auto drafting, so it just takes forever. So I could start looking at who we're gonna take. Let's see. Not really any direct. I guess go Hayes. Rizzo's another piece of that Yankee stack, but he just got taken 178. This is kind of when I take Pena sometimes. Not now, but when it's like I have Jordan, I haven't been able, and I have Altuve, then kind of just take a Houston guy late, because if them two exceed value, they probably bring some others along with them. And you're just kind of hoping. Will Smith's been falling too. I'm gonna go with Hayes. Take Bayo. I'm gonna go with Bryce Miller. You can see I have Bohm like 40 ranks above his ADP. I would think I would have more of him too. It's just I haven't really been stacking the Phillies. It's not really a team I've been really into, but I still don't mind taking him as a one-off if I need an infielder late. I like Bohm. He's just an all-around hitter. He's going to be in the middle of the lineup, everyday player. Can't really go wrong. So what do we need? We need probably two more pitchers and another outfielder. I don't know. Our pitching's actually pretty solid. Depends on what's left, really. When we get to outfielders, that's when it's kind of. I got Meadows up here I'd really like to get, but I don't know if he'll make it to me at. He'll be right around his ADP. He might make it there. Canna's another guy that I don't mind taking some shots on if he's going to be an everyday player for. I mean, probably not a good team, but he's still an everyday player. Then I got these Angels guys I'm kind of stashing to see who's left I want to take one to pair with Ward. I know I've seen some people high on Trout, and I don't know. I would rather just take Ward a little bit later. Team picks. Can't believe Bone's still there. The Reds, I kind of went through a thing where I was really taking them late, especially if I was going outfield heavy real early, then I would just fill it in with these late Reds guys. Which I don't know if they'll play every day, but like Heimer, you can get, I don't know, there's a few of them. Looks like they're already gone. Almost everyone is 5.56, 5.56. They've all built pretty balanced. This guy already has 7 pitchers. Gosh. He got Cole with pick 122. That's not horrible. Dude's pitching's pretty solid. When it comes to these, after it hits about 200, I really don't care about what it says their ADP is. I mean, oh well, one like these guys just aren't that much different. They play on different teams, they're different positions. That's the main thing. I kind of have them grouped like that, but when you're going against as many people that are in this contest, it's like you kind of just got to be a little bit different. I'm hoping Parker Meadows makes it to me and my outfield will be set. They say they expect Meadows to lead off, so I mean it's still not a very good team, but you just think of all the extra at bats that he's gonna get, and he made it to me, so we'll take him. See if there's any pitchers. Not really. I think I like some of the later pitchers, so I'm gonna go with Drury. I like Drury with the power upside. I was taking Abbott a lot. I've kind of been slowing down on him a little. It's not really someone like that I really want to be like way overexposed to. I was taking a ton of Lodolo too, which I kind of slowed down, but I might start picking it back up on Nick Lodolo. It's all them Reds pitchers. They just they're in a bad park, but they all have strikeout upside and they all have injury concerns. So they're kind of all similar, which Hunter Green, of course, has the highest upside, but as we say that, Lodolo got taken by Billy Joe. Oh, Bryant's is maxed out. Man, I tried, man. I have some slows going. I need to put more in though. What do we have? We have like 2 weeks, something like that. Really have to pick it up. Man, these dudes are taking forever. Coming to these last two picks, it's actually pretty important, which I'm either going to take two pitchers or a pitcher and an infielder. I don't know. Looking at my infield, it's pretty solid, though. I don't really feel like I need seven. I kind of have a good base of infielders. Pitchers is, I don't know. It's all right. Skeens, I know there's been a lot of talk about Skeens. I mean, he's going to be in the minors. I don't know when they'll pull him up. The only thing that hurts him is your team's got to be good enough to get you to the playoffs, because if you don't get pulled up before the playoff or called up before the playoffs, then you're probably not making the playoffs. But just depends. Everything depends on your other pitchers. If you have pitchers you're really confident in, then adding like someone like Skeens to your lineup is pretty good, especially because a lot of teams that make the playoffs, they're not going to have Skeens, and you will. And if he's called up by then and he pitches well, then that's what it takes. All right. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this team. It's like a Cubs, Yankees, Angels, pretty solid team. All right, we're up next. Let's try and get I have a lot of Griffin Canning, but I might go Kramer here. I don't have a ton of Kramer. Then we'll go Canning. Overall, we can look at my team. I finished with a 7.67. My pitching's pretty good. My infield is actually pretty solid. And then outfield it's pretty good. It's a pretty balanced team. But I just wanted to hop on, do a draft, and kind of explain my strategies for this season, even though we're kind of nearing towards the season. Uh, but overall, I like the team that I have. I'll probably I might do another draft tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Saturday. I might hop on and do another draft tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. I might shoot for tomorrow. This guy took 8 pictures. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good weekend.